Hi friends, welcome to estudy.in. So in this video we will learn how to create functions in Python. Okay, so before we start, please subscribe to my channel estudy.in. Please don't forget to click on the like button and do leave your comments in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with functions. Now let us create a new file, and here in the new file what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a function here. Okay, so function definition will always start with the def keyword. So firstly we will write the def keyword followed by the name of the function. So let's suppose the name of the function is greet. Okay, and we have to put these round parentheses after every function name. Okay, so any user defined name and followed by round parentheses, and after that you will give a colon. So the indentation will automatically take place, and now within this you can write any statement. So let me write print welcome to the world of functions. Okay, and that's it. So now what we need to do is we need to make a call to this function. So the indentation will finish here, and now we will call the function. So call the function means take the name of the function followed by the parenthesis. Okay, now we can save it. Let's call it welcome, and now we will run this. Okay, so when you run this, you see we get this output, welcome to the world of functions. Okay, so this is what. So let us understand what happened here was we defined a function for starting with the def keyword. So this is a function, and now we are making a call to the function. So when we call the function, the control will go here. That means it will execute the statements which are there in the function. Okay, now this is not normally how we proceed. So what we do is, instead of calling the function directly like this, we need to write a main function. Main is already a function which is provided to us by Python. So what we should write is, we should write def followed by main, which is a function which is already there, colon, and from within main we should make a call to greet. So instead of calling the greet function from here, what we should do is we should make a call to the greet function from here, from within main. Okay, so now we are calling all the calls to the functions will go from the main function. Now once we have called it here, now what we need to do is we just need to call main function now. Okay, so this is how we will proceed always. That means we have a main function, and from within the main function you will call the greet function, or you will call whatever function you've written. Okay, and then you will call main. So now what will happen, because it is an interpreter, Python is an interpreter. So what happens is, here we have this function. So this is a definition, so nothing happens here because we are not calling the function. So here again another definition. So when it comes here, it executes this statement. So that means it is making a call to the main function. So that means control goes here, and then from within this statement we have a call to the greet function. So the control comes here, it looks for the greet function, which is, it will look below. So okay, so it will look down where the greet function is, and here we have the greet function, and it will print this line. Let's see how this works now. We should get the same output. So you see, output is same, but the way of functioning is different. So, and this is the method, this is the approach which we will follow. Using main, we are going to make call to the functions. Okay, now let us write another function here, and after this I'm going to write another function. We can have as many functions as we want, function definitions in our file as we want. Okay, so let's write another function, and let's call it show. Okay, the name of the function is show, and here let me do one thing, and then I'll explain you. What I'm doing is I'm passing n here. We will talk about what this n is, and then we are printing. Okay, now what we'll do is, again this will remain the same, and from within main, first call goes to greet and the second call goes to show, and here I will pass a number. Now what are these? Okay, now when we say here within the brackets, if you pass something here, these are called parameters. So in the definition we have passed a parameter n. Okay, and we are printing that parameter, and here when you make a call to the show function, you're going, because it is expecting one parameter, so you have to pass one parameter. So that parameter we are passing is 5. So here in the function definition, when you write n, this is called formal parameter, and here while calling the function, the number which you pass is called argument. Okay, or the actual parameter. So this is the formal parameter, this is the actual parameter, or actual parameters are also called arguments. So the point here to be noted is that if a function is expecting a parameter, then while calling it we have to pass it. Okay, so we have to pass 5 here or any number. So let's save this and let's run. So since we are making a call to the greet function first, so it will print this and then the call will go to the show function. Now when you run it, so you get welcome to the world of functions, which this is the output of the greet function, and then you then we call the show function. So this is the output of the show function. Now it is not necessary to make a call to all the functions which you have defined in your file. So if I do not want to call the greet function, still it is okay. I just want to make a call to the show function. So when I run it, so it will just print 5. Now what happens if you forget to pass the argument? Let's suppose we forget to pass. Let's see what happens. So when you run it, so see it gives you an error, show missing one required positional argument n. So that means that positional argument n was required and we missed it. So we have to pass the a number here. That number can be anything. Let me pass 12. So if you pass 12, it will give you 12. Okay, and the order in which you define the function, you need not make a call to the function in the same order. I can call greet after show. So if I call like this, so still it is okay, and when I run it, so you get 12 and then you get the output welcome to the world of functions. So it is not necessary that you have to call all the functions which you have defined in your file and that you have to call them in some particular order. No, and you can make as many calls as you want. So let's suppose we want to make a call to show function again with some other number, so we can call it again. Okay, so we are calling show 67, and now when we run it, so it will give us 12, then this, and then the second call to the show function. So this is how the functions can be called. Okay, now let us make another function which prints the wherein we'll pass 2 numbers and we'll print the higher number. Okay, so we'll define another function def max, and here we are passing a comma b, and here we will write if a greater than b, print a, and then we will write else print b. Okay, so this is it. So this is our function max, which will print the greater number. And now we will call the let's remove these the rest of the calls, and we'll just call max function. Okay, so we will call max and we have to pass 2 numbers here. Let's say 4, 5. Okay, right, so we pass 4, 5 here, and now when we run it, so we get the bigger number, the larger number. Okay, so if you change this value, if you change it to 14, 5, now when we run it, the output is 14. Okay, so now another thing which we want to emphasize here is that a function normally in other languages what happens is functions return a value, and there is something called procedures which do not return a value, but in Python all the functions return a value. So here we do not have any return statements. If I simply say if I put this, okay, first let me make a change here. Instead of printing, let's say return a, and here let's say return b. Okay, so now instead of printing, so a function can return a value, so here it is returning with the return keyword. So now since it is returning a value, so here we will make a change here. We will capture the value in a variable. We'll say x is equal to this, and then we will print x here. So when I say print x, okay, so now what is happening here is if a is greater than b, the value of a is being returned and it will be caught in x, and if b is greater than a, then it will return b and the value will be caught in x, and we will print x. Okay, so this is how the return statement works. So now when you run it, so we are passing 14, 5, so it will print 14. Okay, right, now what, like in the previous situation when the function did not return any value, we were just printing here. So I said that a function always returns a value. So in Python what happens is, let me again put it change it to the way it was earlier. So we will print a, and else we will print b. Okay, so else we will print b. Now what happens is, since we are not returning any value, and still let's suppose if you write like this and you print x, so should it give you an error? Because we are not returning any value and we are saying x is equal to this and print x. So let us see what happens when you run it like this. So when you run it, see what happens is, first it prints 14, then it prints none. Now what is this none? Now a function, when it does not return any value and when we print it, it returns a default value called none. Okay, so here it is not returning any value. So since we are trying to print the function, so it will print none. So instead of writing like this, we could have also written it like this. So we could have put this function call in the print function only, so within the print. So we need not have catch the value in a variable. These are two different notations. So if you directly call the function like this, now first, because the function call has been put in the print statement, so firstly it will call the function, print the greater number, and since we are printing the function, it will return none, okay, because there's no return value of the function. So this is what is happening, okay. So so now we have understood that a function always returns a value in Python, okay. So there's no distinction between a function and a procedure in Python, okay, because functions, whether they do return a value or they do not return a value, in that case the value returned would be none only, okay. Now let us understand one more concept here. So let us remove this print statement, and let us say we have this max function. We are making a call to the max function, and let us remove all the other functions because we do not need them now. So we have this max function here, right? And here let us write a is equal to 78, okay. So when we say a, or let us make another function here. So let us say we have a sum function 2, 3, 4. So it is taking 3 parameters. So let's change the name of the function to sum, and it is expecting 3 parameters. So we will pass a, b, c, and we will simply print the sum of a, b, and c. So we'll say print a plus b plus c, okay, and we are calling the main, and so here it will go, and this is how it will run. So let's run this. So 3 parameters, so we are passing 3 parameters. Let's run this function. So we are getting 9, which is okay because 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9. Now here let me change this. Now here in the function definition I'm saying b is equal to let's say 12 and c is equal to 9. Now these are called default arguments. That means I have specified some default arguments here. So when we specify a default arguments, basically what is happening is that when we specify then a default argument, we basically are allowing the function to be called with lesser number of arguments. So here, because the default arguments are already there, that means we have given the default values of b and c. So now you can just give one value here because b and c already have a default value. So the value of this value will go to this positional argument, which is a. So the value of a would be 2, the value of b is 12, and the value of c is 9. So it will give us 12 plus 9, which is 21 plus 2, 23. So let us run it, and we should see 23 on the screen. Right? Now another way we can make a call to the sum function with the default arguments is that default arguments means that the value of b and c is already defined, but that does not stop us from giving a new value. So let's suppose if instead of this I say 2, 4, 5. So in this case I'm giving all the 3 arguments, so it will take these 3 values instead of taking the value of 12 and 9. So the value of b would be 4, the value of c would be 5, okay. So it is only when the values of arguments are not passed that it takes the default arguments. So now in the first case 23, and in the second case it will give us the sum of 2 plus 4 plus 5, which is 11, okay. Now the third way in which it can be called is here like this. That means we pass just 2 arguments, let's say 2, 3. So we are not passing the third argument. So since now what will happen is the value of a is 2, the value of b becomes 3, and the value of c is not required because the default argument will provide that value, so no error will come here. Now what will happen if you call the function like this, okay. So in the fourth call, when you call it like this, we are not passing any argument. Let's see what happens here. So the first 3 calls are fine, they are okay, so we are getting the output, but here it says missing one required positional argument. That means that the positional argument a is required. We need to give the value for this because there's no default, this is not a default argument, and there's no default value for this, okay. So that is what we need to understand for default arguments. So this is the concept of default arguments, but here again I want to emphasize one thing, that the default arguments must follow the positional arguments. Positional argument a, default arguments are b and c. So if instead of writing like this, if I write like this, a is equal to 12, and then we say b, and then we say c, okay. So now what we have done is we have given a default argument following which we have positional argument. So this is not okay. So we need to have this default argument should follow the position arguments. Okay, now the above statements will give us an error here. Okay, let's see when we run it. So see, non-default argument follows default argument. So we need to correct this. So this is not possible. Okay, right? So what we have done in let's do a quick recap is this, that we the function, what is the use of function is they let us reuse the code. That means the same piece of code can be used again and again. And in Python, remember, all the functions return a value. So when a function is not returning any value, that means we do not have a explicit return statement. In that case, the value returned would be none. Now second, we did this example here. So here greet, when you call like this is a call to the greet function, and this is the definition of the function. So here we have the definition, and this is the definition, and this is the call. Okay, now the next, here again we see that when a function is expecting a parameter, we need to pass that parameter. If you call like this, so this will give you an error because it is expecting a parameter. Now in the next case, we saw that a function, we started about default arguments. So the default arguments must follow the positional arguments. Okay, so this we need to remember, and this is some of the ways in which we can call the default arguments. But if you specify like this, where the default arguments are prior to the positional argument, so this is wrong. This will give you an error. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and we will continue with the functions. So in my next video, I will take up some more topics related to functions. Keep watching estudy.in, and thanks for watching. And please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and please like my videos and leave your comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching.